On a winter morning in 2013, a Florida court signed an order that closed a file on a woman who had been missing for more than a decade. There was no body, no confirmed crime scene, no forensic proof of death. But under state law, prolonged unexplained absence can justify a legal presumption. After years without verified contact, she was declared dead. For her family, it was a painful administrative ending. The ruling allowed estates to be settled and records to move forward. It did not answer what had happened. It simply acknowledged that, in the eyes of the law, she was gone. Her name was Michelle Whitaker. Michelle had disappeared from the Tampa Bay area in 2002. According to family accounts reported in Florida media, she left behind children and relatives who expected her return. When weeks passed without contact, concern grew. Law enforcement opened a missing persons case. But there were no confirmed sightings, no verified communications, and no financial activity clearly tied to her. Years passed. Leads stalled. Without evidence of homicide and without proof of life, the case drifted into long-term uncertainty. Under Florida statute, a person who had been absent and unheard from for at least 5 years can be declared legally dead if the court finds sufficient grounds. Michelle's absence exceeded that threshold. The judge's order did not conclude how she died. It only acknowledged that her prolonged silence met the legal standard. Then, months later, something surfaced that contradicted that finality. A Facebook account bearing Michelle's name appeared active. It was not a memorial page created by grieving relatives. It displayed photographs, friends, and interactions consistent with someone living an ordinary life. Family members who discovered the profile reported it to authorities. The contradiction was stark. A woman legally declared dead now appeared to have a digital presence. Investigators reviewed the account. Public reporting indicates that authorities did not find evidence of an obvious hoax or random impersonation. The profile corresponded to a real individual. Further inquiry led law enforcement to locate and identify the woman behind it. She was alive. The discovery did not reveal a hidden homicide or elaborate conspiracy. Instead, it showed that the legal declaration of death had been based on absence, not confirmed fatality. Michelle Whitaker had voluntarily left her previous life. Officials confirmed her identity through direct contact and documentation. While detailed forensic reports have not been fully released, law enforcement publicly acknowledged that she was the same individual declared deceased. The court's presumption had been wrong. The legal system then faced an unusual task, reversing a death declaration. Records had to be corrected, databases updated, her legal status restored. The case raised uncomfortable questions. Why had she remained silent for so long? Why allow family members to believe she was gone? Publicly available reporting indicates she chose to leave and start over. There is no documented evidence that she was a victim of confirmed foul play at the time of her disappearance. From an investigative standpoint, the digital evidence was straightforward. The Facebook account did not involve sophisticated hacking claims in public reports. Instead, the social media profile served as a signal of visible contradiction to an official record. It is important to understand the distinction at the heart of this case. A legal presumption of death is not proof of biological death. It is an administrative mechanism designed to resolve prolonged uncertainty. Courts rely on the information available at the time. In Michelle's case, more than a decade had passed without verified contact. The statutory requirements were met, but the digital age complicates absence. When Michelle disappeared in 2002, Facebook did not yet exist. Social media footprints would emerge years later. By the time her online presence became visible, the legal process had already concluded. The emotional impact on her family was complex. Relief that she was alive existed alongside confusion and pain. Being declared dead is a form of closure. Learning that the person is living but chose not to return can reopen unresolved grief. There is no public record indicating criminal charges solely for the fact that she was alive after a presumed death declaration. The situation centered on correcting administrative records rather than prosecuting a violent offense. The broader lesson is procedural. Courts operate on evidence and statutory timelines. When absence stretches across years, the law provides a pathway to finality. Yet digital platforms can preserve or expose identities in ways earlier generations could not anticipate. Michelle Whitaker's case stands as an example of that collision. A judge's order said she was gone. A Facebook login suggested otherwise. Investigators followed the digital trail and confirmed the contradiction. She had not been murdered. She had not been misidentified among unknown remains. She had left. In the end, there was no dramatic courtroom revelation, just paperwork undone and a legal record corrected. The presumption of death was reversed once proof of life was established. Her story illustrates how, in a connected world, identity can resurface unexpectedly. A death certificate may close a file, but a digital footprint can reopen it. She was declared dead until her online presence proved she wasn't.